It's Wednesday night, and we're live from Oakdale, Washington, in the Educated Touch studio. Welcome to Ethics Outside the Box, with your host, Nathan Nordstrom. Special guests include you. Here he is, Nathan Nordstrom.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today on Ethics Outside the Box. It is great to have you join me tonight. We are just pre-Thanksgiving, wanting to make sure that everyone's having a wonderful Thanksgiving. Let's see, continue recording. We are very happy that we are getting together and talking about ethics and about the benefits of following ethical standards, and then some of those challenges that massage therapists get themselves into when they're dealing with different ethical situations. We're going to be talking a lot today and kind of reconnecting with those Facebook friends of mine who happen to be on the side of the on the side of the line on Facebook. Roll that opening. Thanks, Mark Hemingway and Georgette and Glenn. It's great to see you. Hello. Thank you for joining us. That was awesome. Well, thank you, Tanner. I'm so glad I could be awesome already. Key things. We're going to be actually connecting a lot on ethics because today's ethical situation concept is quite simple. It's not a big, huge, gory thing that we're going to be talking about, but it's something that we definitely have not really discussed yet specifically when it comes to what a massage therapist needs to make sure that they're doing to be considered a fully ethical professional massage therapist. So with all of that lead in, I want to make sure that we're all going to the same place whenever it comes down to finding a good standard of ethical expectation. And so the first thing I do is I go to the internet and I go to not really the Facebook page that I'm actually looking at, but I go to the National Certification Board of Therapeutic Massage and Body Workers. That is www.ncbtmb.org. Anytime you get to this page, you're going to see the header of this. I've got it zoomed in, but you go all the way down to the bottom, go to the Standards of Practice. And as soon as you click on the Standards of Practice, it's going to take you right to what the expectations for a massage therapist are. We've gotten all the way through to Standard 5, and we are now on E and F. Standard 5, actually, E and F are very similar and have a very good synchronous flavor to them. So I'm going to start with 5E, and then we'll go to 5F. And then we're going to kind of draw parallels and separate them out so that we can kind of think about some of those different things that each one might be saying individually. So Standard 5E is acknowledge and respect the client's freedom of choice in the therapeutic session. Remembering that it says the client's freedom of choice in the therapeutic session. So F is respect the client's right to refuse the therapeutic session at any part of the therapeutic session, at any time. So respect the client's freedom to choose their session, as well as the right to refuse. So they get to choose and refuse at any time. So I really like to kind of connect this to, at the beginning, you have a client. And I've pulled this scenario up several times. And this is based off of a story that I heard. And then it played a significant portion in my life. Massage therapist has a client who comes into their office. That massage client comes in, they're a physical therapist, and they're really kind of bossy about the type of work that they want. They tell the client, the massage therapist, as a massage client, I've been massaged 1,000 times. I know exactly what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. I know what I like from a massage, and so I'm going to tell you if you're doing something right and wrong. Now, that preceded the rest of the session, which was the massage client telling the massage therapist what did right, what they did wrong, how they're doing this, why they shouldn't be doing that, how to do this other technique, and having them practice that technique without knowing what they're doing on them. This was that bossy client mentality. Now, the bossy client mentality in my mind also goes to, I can kind of say that at times I've kind of been a bossy client. I've had clients or had therapists who said, "Oh, hey, I'd like to let's do a trade," or "Gosh, I've gone in for a massage," and they find out that I'm a massage therapist too, and so they say, "So, what is it that you like?" And so I kind of have to walk them through exactly what I'm wanting, how I'm wanting it, kind of push here and then stretch there, and then pull this, and I've taken a nice deep breath, and I'm going. And it then becomes a who has the role of the massage therapist and who has the role of the client. Who has the authority to direct the session as it goes. So the responsibility for safety in the session is the therapist. The responsibility for safety and in the professional realm is that massage therapist, making sure that the client session is appropriate, is strong, is right. The challenge comes when you have a client who actually steps up and steps out and says, "Hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I want." Now, I have seen an argument out there quite regularly about, as the massage therapist, if someone comes in who has a condition that you're not trained to work on. I like using oncology as a standard, but let's say you have a client who gets diagnosed with cancer, and that client then comes in because they talk to their doctor, and the doctor says, "Yeah, you should definitely get massage. It's going to be very beneficial." So they come in to see you and say, "Hey, you know what? I talked to my doctor. I'm diagnosed with cancer, but I know that massage is really going to help me. Let's get started." And you don't know anything about cancer. You don't know anything about oncology. You haven't taken an oncology class. The last oncology knowledge that you had was when you were in massage therapy school. Here is a problem, because now you, as the massage therapist, need to make sure that your client is safe. So there's one way you can do that. The first one is you can let them know that you're not trained and deny them to come in. Say, "I'm sorry, I can't work on you because I don't know what to do." And I think many of you will have had a similar experience where you're tested beyond the knowledge that you had. Even some of those great therapists in my professional history, I look at, and Glenn, I'm going to pull you out here. Glenn Moyle is a nurse from New Zealand, and when I talk to her, I almost always talk about a client who's got a condition, and her and I really work back and forth on understanding the best circumstance and the best scenario for working with advanced patients. So we have an advanced knowledge in the medical profession. That doesn't mean that you can't work on them. That a lot of times means that you just need to be conscious and aware of what's going on. So you should be doing an intake and review to confirm understanding of what's going on with them. Understand, definitely an important piece. Now, does every client give you all the information that you need to practice most effectively as a massage therapist? I hate to say it, but no. You will have clients who you'll say, "Hey, are you ready for your massage? Here's what I'm seeing on your health history." It doesn't say anything. And then, 20 minutes later, as they're laying on your table, they'll inform you that they had a quadruple bypass surgery just a couple of weeks ago, or that they are currently have a rash that's unexplained, or that they have 7 different types of cancer that they've dealt with over the last 30 years, and that they're on vacation, so it's just not really something they're concerned about with massage therapy. these are things that happen in real life. These are things that happen in my life, my own professional career. I've seen that. And that becomes a concern because as massage therapists, we want to make sure that we're not going to hurt our clients. We want to make sure that we are safe and professional for our clients. Now we have to go to the other direction. We've got to go to that other side of the story that isn't about our safety protocols. This standard is according to the respect of the client and the client's freedom to choose the therapeutic session and freedom to end or right to refuse therapeutic session at any time in the therapeutic process. This really, in my mind, comes down to the communication process. As a massage therapist, you have a responsibility to empower your clients so that there can be two-sided communication. That if your client has any question, that they feel free and comfortable to ask. Now, there are some ways that some massage therapists do that. One that I've seen regularly, which gets to be obnoxious at times, is every 3 to 5 minutes, how is that? Is that okay? Is that pressure okay? Are you all right? Okay. Should I go deeper? 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 That's part of the actual asking close-ended questions, and instead of going the other direction and saying, I am here to help and we're going to work on this together. If at any time you're uncomfortable, please let me know. And then check in with them on comfort. And if they give you a correction, thank them profusely, and then ask them to let you know so that you don't have to ask them. You don't have to wait for you. They don't have to wait for you to ask to give them good feedback so that they can have the best session ever. I also look at the upgrading side of massage therapy and see this as a unique challenge for a lot of massage therapists, because they look at upgrading and they think, oh gosh, I'm a salesman. I'm not good at sales. I don't want to do sales. Massage therapy is, I'm there to help people, not to upgrade them or upsell them to a specific service or product. Okay, I don't have a problem there. I understand. However, I also know that if you have a product or a service or an experience, something that actually would help someone with a condition, it's more your obligation to inform them of the benefits of the products and services that you have available. If you have a client who comes in and says, gosh, I've got a raging headache, I know that massage helps it and kind of reduces some of that tension. Then you have an aromatherapy, or you have a specific product that you know works for you and for others of your clients. Is it respectful not to offer it, or is it more respectful to offer it and tell them what the added price would be? Oh, I'm so grateful that I'm so sorry that you have a headache. I'm so grateful that you came in today. So what I'm hearing is that you want to focus on your head and neck, shoulders, kind of open up the tissue and kind of relax that neck. We also have this great lavender massage oil, or this great pure essential oil that really kind of can help reduce those headaches. Is that something you would be interested in? Gives them an opportunity. They can say yes, they can say no. They can say, well, what does it do? Or what is it for? Or I don't think I've ever tried something like that. Is it contraindicated for someone who has? It opens up the questions and then gives them the freedom to say those wonderful questions, those wonderful statements of, no, thank you. I don't think that's what I'm interested in. I don't want that right now. Or, sure, that sounds great. That actually sounds like it would really help. So you're giving the client the freedom to choose in their therapeutic session. If you don't tell them, they don't have the choice to choose it. According to Standard E, in my mind, it's stating that your client needs the freedom of choice in their therapeutic session. And you are required to acknowledge and respect that. So, part of that acknowledge and respect is providing the right tools for that client to actually have the best possible experience. Am I going out on a limb? Am I going too far, guys? Let me know if you think that I'm loco, because I mean I am kind of loco. I've kind of put things out there. Let's see here. We have Marco Madian, my favorite long. Okay, hold on. Let's go back here. So many times stuff left out, omitted, whether intentionally or not. Oh, absolutely true. And a lot of times it's not the intent for you to look at, hey, you know what? The therapist is they're not trying to be mean. It's just something that's not engaged, something that's not participated in, something that's not connected with. Marco, my favorite not long ago was after months of treatment for a post-shoulder replacement, was client informed they had a replacement had broken, and 4 months their surgeon had wanted to redo the surgery. She was just hoping the massage would make a movement easier. Yes, Marco. I always love when something goes wrong and they come into the massage therapist and they say, hey, can you fix this? Especially when it's something way outside of the scope of practice of a massage therapist. The concept of, gosh, I broke my hip, but could you help the massage muscles relax? Or, gosh, I have a hormonal problem, and my thyroid is, I'm getting hypothyroidism. I'm just hoping that you will help me not gain weight by doing massage. Understand, not going to work though. And being able to help them at a certain point becomes that issue of, do we really have the ability to assist them, or do we need to deny service? Because part of it on their side is that they can deny service, but a second side of it is that we need to deny service if there's something that we cannot do. So far outside, I had the fire out here until it was resolved. If that's what she's wanting worked on, haven't seen her since. Yeah, you really have to put it down to the client and give them that understanding of what the expectation is, and also give them the realistic side of, will they actually be able to have this benefit them? If it's not going to benefit them, it's not worth really connecting and pushing out there for them to have another session, an increased session. I always go to that key place that if a client comes in and gets a massage and they have a chief complaint, they say, hey, you know what, this is what I'm looking for. And by the end of the session, you check in, hey, how's that feeling? And they say, hey, it's not feeling any better at all. It's feeling just the same. Well, I suggest that you go see your doctor about it. But I would like to also schedule you for another appointment, because there's other treatments that I can do that may be able to affect it in a different way, if you have something else that you can do. If you spent the whole hour doing research and doing every modality there's a point where you get to that you're like, you know what? There's nothing else I can do here. There's nothing else I know. So instead of repeating the same process and getting the same results, change it up, refer them out. When in doubt, refer out. You want them to be able to go back to their resource and go back and check in with different supporters to really give everyone the right opportunity. I have seen and heard many doctors who are on radio shows, TV shows, who really stick it to massage therapists as they may have seen a client who had a condition. They went to a massage therapist first, didn't get benefit, and went several times, and they delayed the time that they went to the doctor. And then when they finally went to the doctor could diagnose them and give them the best possible treatment for the condition. A client who comes in and says, you know what, I got this neck pain. And so the massage therapist works on it 6 times for 6 weeks and says, you know what, I don't know what's going on. Maybe you should go see your doctor. They go see their doctor and they find out they've got a tumor in their neck. And that it's cancer and that it's inactive. I mean, all those things are challenging. Yes, they have 6 less weeks of pre-diagnosis. But if you have a good assessment skill, you should be able to assess some of the conditional pieces to say, is this muscular? Is this structural? Is it something that we can move? Is it not something we can move? All those things kind of give us a better scale of understanding of how things look, how things feel. Does it fix everything? Nope. Welcome to those who have joined. It's great to see you guys. Are you on? You are on limb, especially if the client doesn't know if they are allergic to lavender, etc. I would offer some samples that they could try at home. Good statement, Glenn. Yes, the being out on a limb, I hate to say it, is something that as a massage therapist, you have to be that much out on a limb. If you put yourself out far enough, that limb can break. So how are you looking at treatment protocols? How are you looking at providing services to make sure that they're available for you? First thing, ask. Ask if they have any allergic reactions. Ask them if their service, if they've tried this, if they've tried that. Definitely something that you want to see, something you want to connect with is those massage clients so that they can have the best situation. And yes, there are people who are allergic to every essential oil that I know of. There are people who are allergic to every chemical compound that is probably out there. And we have to be able to keep ourselves safe by saying, hey, have you tried this? Have you tried that? And in all test settings, make sure that you don't have cross-contamination for anything that is going to be an aggravate or cross-contamination with another client. So you don't take a big tub of fill-in-the-blank oil, cream, lotion, reach in and grab it, and then put their germs in that again and again and again. That you really can keep yourself clean, keep your clients clean, and not pass germs or anything else throughout, including your own. As last week I came down with a cold, and I am finishing up this week. Thank goodness, I'm so ready for it to be gone. But yeah, I still have a little bit of the sniffles. Means I'm not going to be presenting my sniffles to any clients. That's one of those processes that I put into effect that I really want to make sure that I'm safe in keeping my clients safe. All right, so let's go to that other side, because that was only the first side of this whole process. The second side actually is the piece that I really want to address. It's just going to take a second. There we go. And hopefully, there we go, and share. So standard E was acknowledge and respect the client's freedom of choice in the therapeutic session. F is respect the client's right to refuse the therapeutic session and any part of the therapeutic session. They can refuse it at the beginning, the middle, or the end. I want to make sure that we're talking about a couple of different things. First one is any upgrades, any upsells, making sure that you are keeping yourself safe when you do upgrade or offer to upgrade. That's an important one. The second one is deep tissue. I know so many massage therapists love giving deep tissue massage. I know so many massage therapists who think that the session isn't going to be good without a good deep tissue massage, and that the client needs to have a good deep tissue massage, and if it doesn't hurt, it's not okay, and that it needs to get deeper to be better. And there's some point to connecting and communicating and understanding with your client, and having that understanding of when they decide no, too much, that you can back off and work with them. That is an important piece. That is a piece where if you're uncomfortable in a session, I do have to say, there are plenty of people who have checked in on this video that I have actually been the persecutor of a way too deep massage. So I apologize for that. But there is also that piece of checking in with your client and making sure that you have communication of what is too much for them and what is not. As soon as a client says, okay, hold on, I'm there, I need to let go. Raised hand, thanks, Marco. It's just too much. So we need to then back off. We need to reassess and connect with you guys to make sure that your client is having the right experience. If it's too much for them, that's their choice. They have the freedom to say, no, I need to stop, or that's too much at any point. So giving them that ability to be conscious and be active in that participation is huge. Let's go to the other side of that same coin, which is the third one, which is the one that we always have to try. I always try and avoid, but it gets to this point where we have to talk about it. It is a client feels like there hasn't been enough communication and is questioning the therapeutic purpose and thinking that the therapist has other intentions in mind, that be sexual, personal gratification, pride, whatever else that it could be, but the client doesn't feel comfortable. Our job is to make sure that our communication is impeccable. Our communication needs to be impeccable for several reasons. One, it needs to be impeccable so that everyone knows what we're doing, so that we can connect back and forth and we can understand each other. But we also need to make sure our communication is impeccable so no one assumes that our purpose is inappropriate, let that be sexual or anything else. I regularly have to let people know that I can take it isn't always what they know. Plenty deep should be. I can take it. Yeah, I mean, I can take it is a different term than, okay, are you able to relax the muscle? Right? If the person is guarding against it, that's not giving it the therapeutic benefit to relax, to stabilize, and to change their condition, their strength, their point of health. So how do we do that? How do we make sure that all of our clients understand that they have the right to refuse service and to end a session? Our biggest pieces, in my mind, is communication and reminding them that you guys have a team relationship, that you're working together as therapist and client. We can't override our clients' wishes. Had a massage therapist that I heard about who got sued. He got sued because he was too aggressive in the session. The client got bruised, took pictures of the bruising, and sued him. And in the lawsuit, he was in trouble because he didn't check in enough. Now, the end-all be-all of the case isn't the same thing. It does change, it does have all this, it does have all that. But the key aspect was that massage therapist did not communicate or connect with the client enough to make sure that the client felt comfortable saying, hey, that's too much, that's not enough. And at the end, didn't give them the statement that my wife is so repetitive for me. She reminds me, hey, did you let them know that they may be uncomfortable, that they may be bruised, that they need to drink plenty of water, and they need to walk, and they need to exercise. And all of these things are going to increase that circulatory system and reduce the aches and pains. And that if they are bruised, to call you. And it's one of those really important things that at the end of the session, if you can go with that client, if you can call that client, or if at the end of the session you can say, hey, I just wanted to make sure you knew what we're doing and what the possible side effects are, gosh, now you've got a working relationship so that they can expect at the end what you actually did. After the session, you do not have the ability to coach them through and to show and to give them as much understanding of what you're doing, and you can't change your actions. You can only add to the expectation, add to the understanding of what you're doing and why. Those are the tools that you have that you really need to connect with as part of your therapeutic skill. When you can talk to each of your clients beforehand and give them an understanding and pre-check and look ahead of time, get them in the session, give them the freedom to say, you know what, that's too much, that's not enough, I don't like you working there, I want you to work more there. And at the end, gosh, I'm feeling a bit sore. Give them the understanding of, okay, here's what the effects can be afterwards. Here's how you can best respond to some of the situations and some of the challenges that you have. These are the pieces that make us better massage therapists than the average doc. And we want to be the better massage therapist than the average doc, right? We want to be that professional. We want to have that expectation where people look at us and go, yeah, that's a good massage therapist. The best way to do that is through communication. You have to understand a person's expectations to meet their expectations. The only way to understand someone's expectations is through clear, two-sided, balanced communication. If you can both ask and clarify what it is that they would like for the session today, and then work to meet that, and at the end, clarify and confirm what you've done and see how it's gotten to get to that end result, now what you have is an opportunity for a client to leave fully appreciative of the session and excited about returning. Those are the tools that a massage therapist needs to build their practice in no time at all. 30, 60 days, you can have every client that you've seen coming back to you. If you're actually meeting the client's expectation and succeeding in developing that next step, you should be checking in that way pre, during, and post session. Exactly, Marco. Thank you. Many of the companies out there, when they start talking about best business practices for a massage therapist, they actually really go into the expectation of communication, the best business practices, and sometimes stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something that is beneficial for others. Excuse me. That was a nice yawn. If you can get out of your own way, get into the benefit of others, and strengthen other people and give them the ability to understand what you're reaching for and how you're trying to improve the profession, you get a huge step up. You get a huge ability to connect and empower those clients so that they understand where you're at. I think Gleneth said something very, very important when she pointed out that you're kind of walking on you're kind of out on a limb there, where you really do need to be conscious of what you're doing. But I think there's two people out on a limb. It's you and your client. If that limb breaks, you're both in trouble. Them because of the effects or side effects, but you because of your professional liability. So don't take your client out on a limb. Ask them the right questions to make sure that you are both comfortable, safe, and professional. You want to make sure that each of your clients knows what you're doing and why you're doing it. What you do and why you're doing it are end game procedures. When you start saying my treatment is best, or I know what I'm doing, you can just sit there and I'll take care of you. You're no longer working for the client. You're working for your ego. You're working for your professional development, your expertise. You're working for you instead of working for that client. So asking, connecting, reflecting back to that client's best interest. All right, so let's get back to refining and revisiting what E and F are here, because E and F routinely give massage therapists, in my mind, are two of the key pieces that give massage therapists lawsuits. First one, acknowledge and respect the client's freedom of choice in the therapeutic session. There's one other piece here. There are massage therapists across this country who move into a new area, move into a new clinic, move into a new office. And in that move, they are now being introduced to the therapists who are already in that community. Generally, that new massage therapist is going to get new clients, but there are also going to be new clients new to them that have gone to see other people. Just because a client has stopped coming to you and is now going to a new person. This is the same thing at a spa, in any medical office. If you have more than one massage therapist in a clinic, and they stop going to you and start going to see someone else, you know what? The client has freedom of choose their therapeutic session. They want to reach out and see what else they could do, what else someone else could do. That's part of that freedom of choosing a therapeutic session. That is something that is very important when we look at speaking honestly, speaking truthfully, and making sure that if someone new comes into the area and you have a client that you're not seeing any benefit for, refer. Be willing to refer out, but not talking bad about other massage therapists because you don't like the way they do something, what they do, what they say. If you have a lot of bad mouthing in the community, in your area, a lot of the things what you need to be concerned about is, are the massage therapists acting professionally, or are they spreading rumors? And the rumor mill can be very dangerous. The rumor mill can actually not only hurt the massage therapist that you're spreading the rumors about, but it also changes the expectation of you for that client, as well as everyone else that they talk to. Because we all know that person who they call and they're like, oh, guess what happened? This is what's going on here, and that's what's going on there. Oh my gosh, did you hear about this person? Did you hear about that person? Oh, there's this going on, and oh, that person. You know what? That's a person that you don't want to get a massage from. Really, I'm sorry. There's that therapeutic session that loses a lot of its therapeutic value if there's a lot of rumor mills and people just talking about other horrible things. You have to be conscious of that, and you have to be aware that you're part of the community to help and support and improve that therapeutic session, no matter who they go to, because you're a gateway to massage therapy. You're a gateway for that person to have a better session, a better experience in life in the session so that they can get better. If it's with you or someone else. I've had plenty of massage therapists talk to me about, oh gosh, I had a great booming practice until this spa or this massage place came into town. That's always saddens me, because when you start looking at your clientele, if you lose a majority of them because another practice came to town, you're not meeting their need. You're not meeting their expectation. And you're not giving them the skills that are giving them the session that they feel like gives them the best strength. One of my favorite statements, and least favorite, it's a double-edged sword, is when a client comes into you and says, oh, I'm sorry, I cheated on you. I went to this massage therapist, and first of all, the I cheated on you seems so manipulative, and it's like, you know what? We want you to go and get a good massage no matter where you go. How was your experience? And when they can say, oh, it was great, it was wonderful, it was horrible, they didn't do this and they didn't do that. You know what? Now you know that you are still their favorite. You're still their preference. Just because they go to another person doesn't mean they don't like your massage. I know several spas that have multiple different massage therapists in their spa, and the first massage therapist is known as the deep tissue massage therapist, and they're really good at that, and their schedule gets really full really quick. And then they have a standard pressure, a firm pressure massage therapist, and then they have another massage therapist who is the very light, energetic, easy flowing and Swedish massage therapist. And you get these three different groups and these three different massage therapists. And as they're doing their session, as they are working with different people, they'll have clients who will transfer from one to the other back and forth, and they'll all get these different experiences. And by the end of the session, they'll be so grateful that they had such a wonderful massage, depending on who they went to and what they were actually looking for. What an amazing skill to be able to know your strength and know your other client's strength. Refer to the right person, and that last piece isn't just refer out, but be able to build a group that really supports and strengthens and helps their team, helps their clients, because you have the right coworkers. Even if it's referring out of your business, even if it's referring to another business, or referring from another group, referring to another area, these are all tools that you can see and you can really engage to give the proper balance for your massage clients. It is so important to do that and to really connect and give that best practices to, remembering that you acknowledge and respect the client's freedom of choice in the therapeutic session, and also that you respect the client's right to refuse the therapeutic session or any part of the therapeutic session, because it is part of that any part of the therapeutic session that you're responsible for. So, what are some of the parts of the therapeutic session that a massage therapist can have? Well, obviously, different parts of the body. If at the very beginning you said a full body massage includes the head, neck, face, shoulders, arms, hands, the chest, the abdomen, the back, the hips, the legs, the feet. Are you comfortable with all those? And they say, yep, no problem. Great, not a problem. However, what if 15 minutes into the session, they decide, you know what, you asked about working on my whole body. I really don't want my feet worked on because they're ticklish. And you're a reflexologist by trade. Do you then argue with them and say, well, the benefits are really going to come from that foot massage, which is a manipulative statement? Or do you go the other direction and say, I understand, is there something specific that you do want me to focus on, or is there a reason for you not want me to work on your feet? That gives them the opportunity to explain why, gives you the opportunity to understand their thought process, and gives you an understanding of really kind of, do you express and explain what it is that you're doing and how it can help them best. You can have some very happy clients if you simply communicate. Communication is an end-all, be-all tool that really does help you push to that next level of expertise. Massage therapists aren't really trained in effective communication. A lot of times they're trained in basic communication in massage school. If there was anything that I would love to see more in the massage schools taught, gosh, I think it would be communication first and then business. And the business of building your practice, not the business of how to run a business, how to do bookkeeping and how to advertise and market. That's business. But really, it's more important for a massage therapist to know how to run their business, because run their practice in a business so that they can continue getting clients. We're going to head back a little bit. We're going to jump back because I think we're a few minutes ahead here. Are you willing to give me an opportunity to work on the area, fill in the blank? What is what is it you don't usually like with having done on that area? Yeah, absolutely. I've had many people who are not foot massage people who, after the proper foot massage, can't go without them. And so how is that addressed is the important issue. It's not that you're strong-arming them or manipulating them into the session. Once again, it's going back to, they have the right to the therapeutic session. They have the right to say, you know what, I want to refuse you. I don't want you working on this. Perfect. I understand. That's when you then get into the questioning of, what is it that you didn't like? Okay. And then you have to go into getting consent. Getting appropriate consent is huge. It's a life altering. It's that piece that really can mess you up if you don't get appropriate consent, or you use manipulation instead of consent. Come on, you'll like it. It's going to be okay. So I'll be nice. I'll be kind. Well, okay, but I don't know. Okay, don't worry. You'll know by the time I get done. Those are all manipulation statements instead of, you know what, I'm more than willing to not work on your feet. I understand that that's an uncomfortable thing. I actually have a different technique that I use on the feet than most massage therapists. Is there a certain reason why you don't like your feet touched? Done. Perfect. You give them that communication, and all that communication is what? Focused on the session. Those are the types of communications that a massage therapist should have in their treatment room. Those are the types of communications that a professional massage therapist should be saying. Now, what are some things that shouldn't be addressed? I got a great email a while ago asking about a massage therapist was uncomfortable because the client asked them about their personal life. Are you dating anybody, or are you married? Or and the therapist was uncomfortable and said, yeah, I'm dating someone, blah, 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 moving on. And then during the session, he touched the back of her hand. That was a nonverbal. That was a touch. That was And the massage therapist started feeling icky and more icky and more icky and more icky, but the massage therapist never stopped the session and said, I'm concerned. I don't talk about my personal life in your session. We want to make sure that we're focusing on your therapeutic benefit and making sure to focus on this area, that area, focusing on the conditions, that kind of stuff. And then the second piece is when the client touches your hand, no thanks. If you can just keep your hands here, I'm going to be using my hands. This is my opportunity to work on you, not your opportunity to work on me. End all, be all, straight, direct statement. Boom, moving on, giving that opportunity for the therapist to be consciously aware of what they have as a possibility. All right. Well, first of all, I want to thank you guys for joining me today. I want to thank you guys for being here. And I want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. A lot of ethics comes from the aspect of living a gratitude-filled life, having gratitude for the things that you have. And without that, a lot of people go down a pretty gnarly path of lack of professionalism. It's hard to kind of live life in a deficit-driven life. So I'm so grateful for my friends who come weekly and watch me, those friends who pop in once in a while and share. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I hope you have a safe, professional, and productive week. And if you are seeing clients for the rest of this week, make sure to thank them for coming, because they're the thing that keeps you in practice. Thanks, guys. Enjoy your night, and I will talk to you again very soon.
The hour has flown by. We hope you've enjoyed this discussion with Ethics Outside the Box. As you've seen, Nathan uses many second-hand stories of ethical situations. If you'd like to share your story or you have any questions, feel free to contact him at nathan@educatedtouch.com. If you have just watched this video and would like continuing education for home study, you can go to shop.educatedtouch.com under the home study options with the date or episode number to receive your exam. If you would please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, we will keep you up to date on new videos. If you'd like to attend one of our live courses, you can find upcoming scheduled events at www.educatedtouch.com. Thank you for joining us today.